So we're on page Dalet. In the middle of this, we are in the process of discussing how the Yud Kei Vav Kei is in the essence spheres of Atzilus. So we finished saying in the Chatzi Eagle in the Kuda Gufa the two madrigas. There's the Kuda Bleit Tzil Kla and the Kuda that has a Tzil, and these two are like two madrigas according to our Maimah in Chachma Gufa. The way it's in the Kuda, it's only a tipel gabe akionus gabe the madrigas from Maimah Atzilus, but it's in the Kuda Atzmis b'yachas to the Atzilus. The Gam. So he says 2 points. Number one, that was the Chatzigul. וגם שורם התחלס רשת הגיlu after the Chatzigul, after the parenthesis, וגם מבחינת אלם שאינה במיסחת בגיל. The fact that it's a dot means it's still hidden. It's not developed. It's not expanded. This is the point of Reishis Hagilu, the beginning of any process of revelation is in a state that is similar to the just like the lightning innovation of Chachma. It's in a state that's still not developed. It's not clear. It's not clearly understood and known what it really is. Right, he's going to get another little discussion. Move on. So he said, move on. The Masha Chachma and the Koda Atzmis v'Yudis is a mile mizeshek neselim. He says that in that Chachma, the fact that the Koda Atzmis is above that Madriga itself. V'hu Masha Chachma nikra Shemen. This is also why Chachma is called Shemen. Chachma is like the oil. Like the Gemara says, the Gemara Menachos, right? Isha Chachama me'ir tekoya, and the Gemara says tekoya alpha l'shemen. It's a remez. It's another remez. Chachma is connected to shemen. But in our Maimah, it says, what's the inner of Chachma shemen? Mechol dova echol loitzi shemen. Chassidus always says it. Any object, when you squeeze it, you can take out the oil of it, which means the shemen is the concentrated essence of everything. So we learned the first time I gave the mashal now, and it's talking about shemen. I mean, that's how it's explained in Chassidus. Maybe it's probably based on a certain understanding of the way reality is and the way it's in the oral forum. But in our day-to-day experience, it's easier to say it's like it's similar to concentrate. You buy a little bottle of concentrate, and that little bottle of concentrate really has the let's say concentrated stamp. That's the most obvious, most common mashal. Let's say buy a little bottle of concentrated orange juice, and you can make from that a huge bottle. So that little quantity of the concentrate contains the potential for the full a big plate, a big pot, let's say, a big cup, whatever it is. Point. So that's the mashal, the Chachma Shemen. It's similar to something that's very concentrated, and that includes a much bigger quantity in a state of potential. Another mashal, the zera, it contains the entire body. in Rambam over there, he talks about the concept of that Zalvatol, I think. So, but it says that Kamsa is Haguf, because the entire body is created from one drop. So that's also the same concept, how something is concentrated in one drop, and that develops into a fully developed thing. That's a marshal. Both of these, the concentrated shemen and Tevas Aris, is a marshal on the fact that Chochma is the Koyach Yul. וזהו שכוסו בראי באמנה פרשה סעיקב דף ראשון בייז עמוד א' in Zohar, in Parshas Eikev, it says the Lashon Yud Kei and the Kud in the Shema Kadisha. The Yud Kei are the dots of Shema Kadisha. Iskriu Perur Akloyas v'Inon Lekabel Tipa Dezer. So he said in Zohar, Perur Akloyas means the parts of the where is it close? No, got for a second. The point is that it compares also to the tip of Zer. V'hainu, b'chinas Yud Kei, b'chinas Achorach, b'chinas Shem, b'chinas Elam, Zanika is say the Abba, or the Moshe Negotus Askol. So he just in this Chotz Eagle, he adds another split in the Madrega, which is Reish Sagil Gufa. First there is the Madrega of Shemen, which is like the concentrate, and then there's the lower Madrega, which is Nekudas Askol, which is already more begil. Okay. So to summarize this discussion, so the Madrega of the sphere of Chachma is the Reish Sagil. That's the beginning of the process of the expression of the spheres. The next ladder in the Yud Kei Vovtei, that's Reitz and Atzilus. That's Bina. That's the sphere of Bina. Is Gas apartment good the Chachma. That the function of Bina is to develop and expand the general point that was in Chachma. Okay, do the Bina is Chavis Hanov and the Sachma is Gas. Says Chavis Hanov the pasuk in Vayishlach. Vayimlach Shom Chavis Hanov. It always uses no is Bina. And Zohar it says that no is Bina. The no Chavis Hanov. The river versus the spring. River is very wide. So that's the illustration of the concept that Bina things are developed. But here, interestingly, it brings another source. This concept that Bina developed is another source. Because of Makamacha, beinin apirian ostala melech shleim. Says in Pasuk in Shashirim, apirian ostala melech shleim. Moshe made himself an apirian, which is a certain type of canopy. What kind of canopy? It's not stomach canopy. It's called a pirion because it's made up of various colors. It's colorful. It's a colorful type of canopy. What's meant this? What colors are considered when we talk about a drawing, and it has colors? Which colors are defined? These colors are them Shachar Yod. It's the three colors of red and black and Yorik. Yorik usually means green, but can also mean yellow. It can also mean blue. All the colors that are derived from the combination of the other of the primary colors.
Green.
What?
Could it mean all three? Just
Lav dafka, no lav dafka. But okay, I don't know why she goes for these three colors. Al Kaponim, Mitzarim Akal Gvan Lov. And the point that he's making here, there are two parts. There's the white background, and there's the color. I love but you don't color with white. White is the background that the color on. Okay, conceptually, the color white means that's the basis, that's the background, that all the drawings, all the shiurim, all the shapes are shaped on top of it. For all of you, and on the white background, you can recognize clearly each individual color, each individual shiur. Because the white color is not at the same level as their other colors. So Chassidus talks about it, that the difference in the white color, it's not exactly the. I mean, it probably it corresponds, but it's not the language that's used in the common understanding of colors. But Chassidus the way it always brings from the earlier sources that the Lavan is that all the rest of the colors are an outside result. They're a result of some outside position. And why? This is the essential. This is the essential, the original color of everything. I love the common answer because I'm a So you got into a little side discussion. What color? Color operate. Colors, drawings, colorful drawings are made up of two parts. There's the background, which is white, and there's the actual colors, which is all the other colors. Okay. So going back to what it says in Pasuk, appearing also the Melech Shleima. Is appearing also sheklolos appearing of Elam Atzilus. The concept of appearing also the Melech Shleima is Elam Atzilus. The whole Indian is the same concept. I'm not sure if this is it has anything to do with the pshat, but Chassidus connects the point. Another pasuk in Shiurim says in pasuk Tzeno rend of nois tzin v'amelach shleimei ba'atorah she'ita le'ima b'yem chasanas b'yem simchas liv. Torah means the crown. But here he says that appearing in a Torah she'ita le'ima bina. So bina is considered the Italy imay. Imay is bina. So Torah, which is the crown, and it's also the canopy. Let's look. You know what? Let's look. So this is a pasuk in Gimel Tes. That says, "Appearing also Melech Shleimai me'atzel avonet." He made appearing means chuppah, which, like I said, it's a canopy on top of a bed, which is me'atzel avonet. I guess the things they're holding it's a me'atzel avonet. Okay. Amuda vasa kesef, das ist so, v'kavagomet. Weiter. Oh, and then two psukim later it says Seno Leno. Nice seeing, like I said, Melech Shem Bator Shreita Leimai. So Rashi says that Torah means Shumuta Begvanim. Okay, Rashi Taka says that Ator means also Uta Begvani. Maybe that's probably the base for this connection between Apirium and Ator. Because okay, this is what it says before that. No. All right. Al-Kaponim, okay, so like I said, okay, according to Rashi, so the fact that Apirium means the Apirium means Kol Gvanim, I don't see it in the Dagon Meforshim here. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Maybe okay, maybe I don't know. Maybe the connection is. It says like this. The next pasuk, there's three psukim. Appears Hamash Shnei Matzal one, and then it says Amud of Kesef. Vidos says Zov Makovei Agoman. Combination of a bunch of colors. Kesef Zov Nagom. The next pasuk says Tzaneron Vatorah. Rashi says Vatorah Shumu'uta Begvanim. Maybe that's the connection. But, but maybe some kind of matters that connects them better. The Apirian with the Torah. It's not okay. We're not learning shiurim now. Let's bring out a point. The point is that he started saying Habina is the place where there's the Israchmas. So he says the Apirian, which is the colors, that's all based on Torah Shitol Imay, Pchinas Bina. V'u and V'anikol Levonain. So the Apirian, that thing is also called Levonain. Why? The Lovon Atzmo Pchinas Chachma, so they're going to say such a style concerning is V'chermagvanim. So Chachma is lover. Because Chachma is the so just like we said, like the color white. That's the base. That's the background. Shall we stop? It's called Tzirim, where all the shapes are drawn on top of it. Ma means what is it? It's not clear what it is. We can define what it is. Kima. So because Chachma is not defined yet, not shaped, it's a nice about it. It can contain, it can handle all the shapes on top of it, just like the white background for drawing. The Chachma be'emes and Kuda Yur is the Chol Giluim. Like I said earlier, Chachma is the Kuda Yuris. But Tziurim is Galus man the Kuda. The Tziurim, the Apirian, that's the Isgalus. The Meiles, according to that marshal, we understand how Bina, it's all this is to expand on the concept that Bina is the union of Archov development. So the Apirian and the Atar Shitol Imay, they all represent the dogma of this concept that Bina is developed and expanded, and broken down. Moven mehanal v'atziurim is gals ma'anakuda. So that's so the tziurim, the drawings are like the revelation of what wasn't the nakuda. Moven mehanal she's galas. Is galas ain't shachachma atzmam is gala when it's supporting shabo. So it says the way it works is that in this mashal we just gave from a white background that has all kind of color on it, and they say that white background is compared to the chach and the colors and the colors and the shapes. Abina, so according to this mashal, it's not like the chachma itself is revealed in bina, because chachma is the white and bina is the colors. The white is not expressed of the color. It's just it has the potential to draw on top of it, but it's not. B'meili says, she's galus. This is galus that happens in the tzir. Ain't the shachachma atzmiyam is galus, and it's shachachma shmo. When Gavin shach noises as a tzir means probably It means Gavan Halom. Just like the white color, so that takes us back to what we said earlier, but the Tiyuli in Gila is not like Klalupat. Klalupat means that the pot expands what's in the cloud. But the Yuli and Gila, there's a huge gap between them. Same thing here. It's not that the sending the muscle of the color and the picture and the drawing. The color is not an expansion of the Lovan. It's something totally new. It says when you think about the Yuli and Gilui, it's not like white and color. So there is color Gilui Mimenu. The Yuli is the actual source of the Gilui. Kol kama Yuli and same time the Yuli is talking the Makkah, but in the Yachas of the Yuli to the Gilui, it's something Shalei Be'er. In the Yuli, the whatever comes later is in such a state of abstraction that it's Shalei Be'er. So what we just described, the Yachas of Chachma to Bina, that it's like Yuri Vigili, not like Laloprat, it's more like the white and the Tzio, that's only applies to Pnimis Chachma. Then there's the Chitzonius Chachma, that's a low level in Chachma Gufa, which is more revealed. זה מה שהנקודה מספרת הספות. So there's the concept of the nekuda. The nekuda itself is broken down into details. Kamoi, that's like Klalaprat, like I said, like the marshal yesterday from the pasuk in Mishpatim. I'll call the pesha sell Sam al kol aveda. So the Gemara says, I'll call the pesha klal. Sell Sam al kol aveda prat. So the part is really an explanation of the cloud. Called Vapesha. What does Vapesha mean? Se Salma Kolavet. Kumoy, another marshal, Bereshis Maima Klali Venifal, that's Mamos. That's the famous expression that the Gemara says, the Mishnah says. Some Mamos Nivaelam. In fact, the Gemara only says Vayem Elikim in Bereshis 9 times. The Gemara answers Bereshis Name Maima. The Bereshis Ba'alakim is also considered a Maima. What type of Maima? Like Rashi says at the beginning of Chumash, in the beginning of Bereshis, that in the first day the Eibishter created everything in a general way, and all the rest of the creation is just a development of the original. So that's like Lalopat. Bereshis is Maima Klolim, Nifat Les Mamos. Mikol Makoim, but he says there's still the other side, and the Kuda Nivdeles Ma'apotim. That the way it's in the state of Nekuda, the Chochma, it's Nivdeles, it's separated from the Potim. Shagam La'achar Saga, even later after you grasp the Potim and Bina, in a Nekuda Atzma Namalam Asag, the Nekuda stays above us. והמשל דציור פנס פנימיס חכמה בינה, פנס הנקודה מילוס העצמס, כמו יקן גם כן פנס פרפרת. He summarizes what he said earlier. So there was a mashal of tzil, biachas to Lavan, that is more similar to Yulin, because he can say that the white contains within it the tzil. It's shalei be'erech. The white is just the background. So when we talk about that difference, that's pnimis chachma. So the pnimis chachma is like the white, and the bina is like the tzil. The shalei be'erech zelazeh. It's like a Yulin. And in the Chitzonius Chachma, that's more like Lalopat. That's what this song finishes this parenthesis. Again, the truth is all this to pull him here and all this hair splitting, I'm not 100% sure how it's negated. But it's a Chatzi Eagle. It's like a sight. Koponim, going back to the original discussion, is, this all Arichas got into it after he said one point in the in page Dalit. The Bina is Galus supporting Vanakuda. Then he got into this whole Lomdus at Apiria and Gvanim. So what is the end result of the whole discussion? There's a lesson in Zayah, Bina Mitzayret Tziyurim. It draws shapes and forms. In the Madrega of Bina, things are more specified. But you find that from in the Madrega of Bina, you have the specific description, how everything is going to be developed and expressed, and say the Shtashlus, what Madregas could be revealed, and and the manner, the way it will be revealed. Ksiv, there's a remez on this whole point. Ksiv, there's a remez, kulam b'chochma siso. It says in Pasuk, Marav Masech Hashem kulam b'chochma siso. It says Chassidus, kulam b'chochma. The Chassidus says a Chassidus pshat. Kulam b'chochma. I think maybe it says before Chassidus. Maybe in Kabbalah, in Zayah. Kulam b'chochma, not in Zayah. Probably in Kabbalah somewhere. Kulam b'chachma sisa b'bina. What's mean? That's the Saremes. Kulam b'chachma shekeleles hakoy. The way it's in chachma is kulam keleles hakoy. It's like a general nekuda klolis, like you said, nekuda access. Ve'os sisa, but actual execution and development, that is the bina. So that is, so we explained the way the Yud is in the spheres of Hatzil, the Chachma and the Bina, the Yud and the Hey, the Nekuda Atzmis, and the development. Calls but both of these madregas in spheres are above elements. The Moich in the Yud Kev Shem Havayit, the spheres of Mabina are above elements. That's Marumas in another Maimer Chazal. Alpayim Shana Kodmet Terelayla. What's with Alpayim Shana? The Ein of Prince Aleph Chachma by Aleph Bina. So I think Aleph that's a common expression. See this, but based on a pasuk. But I think the pasuk only says one of them. Aleph. Let me see. Aleph Chachma. It's Aleph Chachma. That's a pasuk in Iev. Achesh v'Aleph Chachma. Aleph Bina. That's not a pasuk. That's more. That's let's see, 1 second. I'm working here. Let's see. Aleph Bina. Aleph Bina is the Gemara. I'm sorry. That's famous Gemara. The Gemara says Aleph Beis, Gemara and Shabbat. Aleph Beis, Aleph Bina. So the Chassidus in Kabbalah combines these two expressions as if it's like two madregas. So there's Aleph, so that's the Alpine, the two Alephs, the Aleph Chachma, madrega of the Gil of Chachma, and Aleph Bina. That is the Indian of the lower madrega Bina. However, Marshall. So that's Alpine. So both of these madregas, Chachma and Bina, Alpine, both of the Alephs, Kod Malaylam. That is prior to that precedes the world, which means it's above Eilamis. L'maylam Eilamis. However, Marshall takes us back to the Marshall of the teacher and the student that we had earlier in the beginning. That the Yud K, remember in the beginning, he said within the mind of the teacher when he starts estimating what the other student is going to learn. So within his mind, he has these two stages: the stage of the Nekuda Atzmis and then the development. It's all within the mind of the Mashpia. כמו כפרינס חוכמה בינה, גם שפרינס גלוס, אז עדיין לפי פרינס עצמות אינסוף. No, so the nimshal means that what chachma and bina in Atzilus, they're still within the Ein Sof. The word Atzilus is a little tricky because it's not what we usually call Atzilus. It means the Ein Sof itself. Because of its Chaim, it brings also not a few sources in Kabbalah to stress that point. A Yud-Kei, at the first letter of Yud-Kei, which is Chachma Bina, at the beginning of the Gilui, but all within the stuff. So number one, he brings the test in Yitzchayim, the Chachma Meir in stuff, Bechinas Gilui, Malcolm Be'er K'may Bechinas HaKes. The Lashon in Yitzchayim is that Kesa B'Chachma in stuff Meir B'Kil of Malcolm. It's in proximity. Hamish Kasa Malcolm Acha. In the same place it says Bina Barichok Malcolm. So how does he take care of that? It doesn't. In other words, that in this it's Chaim, there's no source for what he said about Bina. Only but Chachma is the kill of Malk. But in other places, it's Chaim Shama Masa Perek Sham Zam Perek Gimel. There's another place in it's Chaim Kosav, the Ba'avo, which is Chachma Bina Meir Bekil. Again, in the first it's Chaim, the Lashon is that Bina Barichok Malkim. But in the other place, Netzchaim says that in Avo, but Bina is Bekil. Mavov Malkim Acher, שזה פרנס אבוי לא, הנה פרנס עצם חוב. That they have two madrigas in Avo, there's Avoy Loin, the higher Abba Ve'ema, Zepnis Yuda Avai. I'm sorry, I'm jumping to the next line. Avoy Loin, Etzef Neschub, Avot Tatoin, Ein Pchinas Yisol Sabo Tvuna. That this is a common concept in Kabbalah, that there's Abba Ve'ema, there's the father and mother, which is Chachma and Bina. Then there's the Sol Sava or Tvuna. Sol Sava means it usually probably applies to Yaakov Avinu. Sol Sava is the grandfather of Sol, which means the Madrega of and Tvuna. So there's Bina and Tvuna. Tvuna is the Tatoin. Tvuna is the lower Madrega in Bina. Same thing. It's Sol Sava versus Abba. It's considered a lower Madrega. And that's the Avot Tatoin.
Wait, sir, Sava is lower than Chachma?
And yeah, Sol Sava is Avot Tatoin. You know,
It seems like Sava is like the grandfather. No, it should be Mustame.
Okay, so okay. Yeah, I understand the saying. 1 second, let me let's see here. Let's see. I'll tell you why, because his soul Sava, his soul is Zo. His soul Sava is usually soul Sava is a remes on Zo. Zo da Atzilus, because Zo Yaakov is called his soul. Yaakov is Tiferes. Yaakov is Zo. It's not Meichin, it's Midas. So Sol Sova means the way Sol, the way the Madrigas, the Midas. One second. Oh, so okay. This is one source. So one of these concepts in Zoya that we have to break it down a lot of let me want to see. Okay, I see there's an explanation why it's called Sova. Let me see. Number one, so Isol means, like I said, Isol is Maramas of Midas. Isol Gufa Sova means the way Midas is called the Meich. And let's say it's the Meich. So Avo Elohim, that is the Etzem HaMeich. Mashenken Isol Sova Tvuno is Avot Tatoin. So like I said, why it's called Sova? Because his soul is already the Midas. His soul is a remez of the Midas. In Zoya, sometimes there's some kinds of his soul Sova, his soul Zuta. There's the older his soul and the low, the soul Zuta that nar his soul. The soul Sova is a higher madrig. Mele, so Sova is also called because it's not so clear. It's all a Muslim. I'll put up on the WhatsApp discussion. Talks about it. 1 second. Okay, I put something up now.
So, question. What did we say? What did we say at the end? That these levels are the way they are in like before, like within the
Yes, yeah. Yudke for sure is in the Rava. The question we had when we
right,
learned
the Vavke, the middle, and the big.
we're not up to the Vavke yet. Right now we're still dealing with the Yud.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good point you're making. Okay, let's try again to decipher what he's right now. It's a shtickle pilpul in Kabbalah. He wants to reconcile. He's reconciling the expressions in Kabbalah. So the first shtickle it's Chaim. He says v'chachma me'er v'kiro makom, and he doesn't, and he leaves out that it says in that it's Chaim that binas v'richuk makom. But in order to prove that bina is also the way it's v'techa mashpia, so that brings another it's Chaim. The ba'avo me'er v'kiro. So Vishtim to start it. Sometimes it says that Bina is sometimes the cube. So to answer that, it says I think that's a reconciling. There's a difference avoy loin and avot atoin. Avoy loin, eine etzer pres rachmo Bina, over there butter the cube. Avot atoin is also with Tvuna. And it's also Tvuna, the Bina, in that level, that's more, I think, more removed. A Shomavo, Shzepnes Yud the Shem Avai. But the problem is that in that Maimah, with the problem, it's not a problem. In other words, it doesn't fit exactly the puzzle the way we learn it in our Maimah. In our Maimah, the Chachma Bina is Yud K, the Yud and the Hey. In that Maimah that talks about Avoy Loin, Shomu is Yud Havai, that the Yud itself is Avoy Elohim. The Etzem HaYud P'nes Chochma, V'Amilev Dalet P'nes Bina, P'nes Atil Shavatzil Tzchul. So in other Maimorim, it's explained how the Avoy Elohim are both within the Yud, because the Yud is the letter Yud, the way there's the dot, and then the Milui, when you say the word Yud Vav Dalet. So the Vav Dalet, that's the Bina Shebechach. But that's in Avoy Elohim. So he says that's I explained in that Maimon. The Mela doesn't fit what he's bringing out in our Maimon. Our Maimon is saying that Yud K are both within the Mashpia. Well, so these things don't exactly match, but so that's why he says he goes back to the general point. But derech klal, generally speaking, it's true that sometimes we break it down into details that the way Bina is Shalebe as the Bina is 1 second.
But he's saying the bina which is in the chacham, not bina by itself, Mr.
No, avoid yet. I'm saying that's what it says there. Avoid loin. No, that's not saying bina shebachacham. Avoid loin is etzem chinas chacham or bina, and the bina is marum is in the vog dalet of the yud. That's how it's explained in that mind. But in our mind, it says generally, he wants to bring back the point that the way in our mind is describing that bina bechlal is still part of the way it is in the marshal b'teich seichel alav. That's his finishes here. But derech klal lechachma bina klis nistos. But bina is still considered part the way it's hidden within the Ein-Sof. Shegam bina lamayla daim klis gila boilis. Va'aynu l'fisha b'chub meir Ein-Sof b'gila adam. So okay, to summarize what we got into a little discussion. So in other words, it first he said just like the bot madregas of the Yud and the Hey, the Chachma and Bina are both within the Mashpia, within the Ein Sof. And he bought a half a mocker because it says that Chachma Meir Bekirub mocker. Then he bought more Makairas and Kabbalah to prove that point in Chassidus, but it doesn't fit exactly the way it's explained here. He says so. He went back to saying, generally speaking, we know that Yudke is Nistoris. That like we said before from Tikkun Ezra, Vovke is Niglas, and Yudke is Nistoris. Mele. What we see here from all the sources is that general concept that Bina is still the Madrega of is still Nistoris, is still within the Ein Sof. What he calls earlier accidents. Nam Prinas Vovke, now we're going further down. Prinas Vovke, what is the Madriga of Vovke? The way it is not in our Vov, I'm Shachar the Vov itself is the Hamshachar. It's like a line going from the top to bottom, which means it's drawn down. Shachar Giluk, which causes of Vehanid, what's not Amidas. That's not like the Meichin, like the Midas. Shem Eina Meisham, because Asim Tzay yourself should be like this. Always special Lavat. In the Madriga of Midas, which is the Vov, that in that level, the Ein Sof itself doesn't shine. Only a Hora Ba'alma. Oh, it's fast. Let's compare to Meichin and Midas, to the intellect and emotions and feelings in the Adam Lamata, in the human being. The Meichin is the way the person is in his own, compared within his own world. The difference between the Meichin and Midas is Meichin is within himself, and Midas is a relation to the other. It feels for the other. Another point with Gam, in addition to that, there's also that's interesting. It says Gam. It's like another point. Another point. What is the point? That Gam be'etzem mehusar mechalak. There's an essential difference between Meichin and Midas. Mechalak Midas and Meichin. Shamidas and Midas Murgish. Meichin and Midas Mus. That's another terminology from other places in Chassidus. We have Mutva Murgish Muskel. It's also we spoke in. We spoke and we learned in the beginning of Samachay, the Tri Madrigas, it's also Ibo Inika Meichin. Mutva means things that are built in instinct, and then Murgish, something that's more feeling, and Muskel means it's in a way of abstract intellectual analysis. So it says it says that there's usually even the Midas and Meichin. Midas is something that is felt with our heart, we feel it. And Muskel is something which is more removed. The Meile says Mochalok, it's not Meichin. Shamechin Midas is Murgish, something that you actually feel. The ultimate intellectual analysis doesn't have the feeling. So he just brings another. It's not like a muscle. Another way to describe the difference between the midas in the human experience. It's interesting. He said v'gam be'etzem ha'usan. It sounds like that he separates two, describes two ways we define the difference between Meichen and Midas. One is how much of the, what did he say earlier? How much, one is La'atzim, one is L'Zelasai. That's different, number one. And the other one is Morgish and Moscow. Maybe we can see it a little. It's obviously two different descriptions, but they're interconnected.
Was the mutba come here in this?
No, I just brought it in just to show that the Chassidus talks about mutba, morgish, musko. There's instincts, there's feelings, and there's understanding. In our mutba doesn't exist here. I just brought it in just for background. So it's morgish and musko. So seichel and midas are two different ways of relating to the world around us. The male is the same thing in the nimshul. The ma'ila, it's two different approaches to reality. Not that's in the muscle to response to reality, but in the nimshul it means how much that the yud from the yudke to the vavke it's a leap. It's from another way. It's another way. Okay, so again, he said earlier that the difference is that meichin midas is zulase, meichin is la'atzim. Same thing. L'mayla zo, the vav, which is madreg of zeir anpin, the midas rak tzarich ha'ilam she'ena b'zeh atzim say. So that's it's more the first aspect in the marshal. V'zeh da vav b'reish yud, and that's the reason why the vav of the vav starts with the yud. The way you write a vav is there's a yud and then there's a line. So what the vav means, in order for that to happen, in order to be in order to relate to Elam, there has to be another symptom, like he described earlier actually in the marshal, that in the mind of the mashpia, in the mind of the teacher, even after he figured out in his mind in a general way, the nekuda and the israch was how he's going to teach it. But then the next step is also within his own mind. He has to bring it down lower to the world of the student. There has to be another symptom. He has to forget again. He said earlier that's a symptom of the Achmir. He has to diminish and contract whatever he was thinking in a way that it's more relatable to the student. Okay.
Clear.